Welcome back to BBC Earth Coins. You know that old is gold, but these rare Monticello Thomas Jefferson nickels coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend these nickels. You are lucky if you have one of these. So please watch complete video for numismatic treasure. Let's start this.
What if I told you that a simple nickel, something most of us have casually tossed around in our pockets, could be worth more than $1.6 million? Yes, you heard that right. That same little coin you barely give a second thought to could be sitting in your drawer or hidden away, waiting to change your life forever. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes, and I'll show you how a 1964 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark could unlock the door to a fortune you never dreamed possible. For most of us, a nickel is just a nickel. It's the coin we use when we're a few cents short for a cup of coffee, the one we forget to pick up when it falls on the ground. It's just another piece of pocket change. In 1964, something happened at the US Mint. A mistake, or perhaps a mysterious anomaly. Some Jefferson nickels were struck with no mint mark. And guess what? That tiny, seemingly insignificant detail has transformed these coins from everyday currency into some of the most coveted pieces of numismatic history. Imagine holding one of these rare coins. A 1964 nickel without a mint mark. How much could it be worth? Let's dig deeper. Why does a missing mint mark turn a simple coin into $1 million treasure? Here's the thing. The US Mint traditionally places a mint mark on each coin to indicate where it was made: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But the 1964 Jefferson nickel, in some instances, was struck with no mint mark at all. And this is where the story gets wild. Because it turns out that the 1964 no mint mark Jefferson nickel is incredibly rare. Only a handful exist, and their value has skyrocketed. In fact, one recently sold for an astonishing $1.6 million at auction. Now, I can hear you asking, how can I know if I have one of these rare coins? Don't worry, we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, let's talk about the panic and regret that many collectors feel when they realize what they've missed. There are people who had these coins, didn't know their worth, and sold them for next to nothing. Imagine the heartbreak of letting go of a small fortune without even knowing it was in your hands. Come on. Who among us hasn't tossed a nickel into a jar or thrown it into the couch cushions, right? But now, every time you do that, you've got to wonder, could you be sitting on a gold mine? Or should I say, a nickel mine? Alright, the clock is ticking. Time is precious, and so is your collection of old coins. If you're not already searching through your coin jar or that dusty drawer, now is the time to start looking for your 1964 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark. First, check the coin carefully. The missing mint mark will be the biggest clue. Typically, the mint mark is located on the reverse side, near the bell of the Liberty. If there's no mint mark there, congratulations, you may have struck coin treasure. Second, if you've found one, don't just jump to conclusions. Not every 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is worth millions. The condition of the coin matters a lot. A well-preserved, near-perfect example could fetch you the fortune you're hoping for, while a coin in poor condition may not. Hold on tight to your rare coin and see how its value climbs over time. If you're ready to make a life-changing decision, find a trusted coin dealer or auction house who knows how to handle these rare gems. They can guide you to getting top dollar for your treasure. But, and here's the cliffhanger, there's more. Because the 1964 no mint mark Jefferson nickel isn't just a coin, it's part of a bigger puzzle in the world of rare coin collecting. And understanding this puzzle can open the door to more million-dollar discoveries. Now, I want you to imagine the lifestyle change that could come with a sale like this. You could pay off debts, travel the world, live with financial freedom like you've never dreamed before. This is your opportunity. Don't wait any longer. Time is running out. Those rare, valuable coins won't wait forever. The next time you hold a nickel, remember this story. It could be more than just loose change. It could be your ticket to a wealthy new life. So go ahead. Dig through your drawers. Inspect every coin. That seemingly insignificant nickel could be the key to your financial freedom. Finding a small, unassuming nickel in your pocket or coin jar, only to discover it's worth over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1 million for a 1982 D Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. Now, if that doesn't make you want to check every coin in your change jar right now, I don't know what will. But wait, don't rush off just yet. Because I'm about to walk you through exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to spot it, and why now, yes, right now, might be your best chance to find one before it's too late. So, if you've ever dreamed of turning an old coin into a ticket to a wealthy lifestyle, stick around. This is a story you won't want to miss. Let's take a step back. Why is the 1982 D Mint Jefferson nickel so special? It's just a nickel, right? 5 cents. Not even worth the hassle to bend down and pick it up, or is it? Here's where things get interesting. In 1982, something rare happened at the Denver Mint. A limited run of Jefferson nickels, very few of them, came out with certain anomalies. These weren't just ordinary production errors, these were unique characteristics that made them instantly collectible, if you knew what to look for. Now, the thing is, most people don't know what to look for. They've probably walked past hundreds of these nickels without a second thought. Can you imagine brushing past $1 million coin like it's worth nothing? Quick aside for humor, it's like finding a winning lottery ticket in an old coat pocket and using it as a bookmark instead. But seriously, the thing is, these rare 1982 D Mint Jefferson nickels are out there, hiding in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered. And believe me, there's more to this story. So, why now? Why is there such urgency around this 1982 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel? First, let's talk about scarcity. Not all 1982 D Jefferson nickels are worth a fortune, but certain characteristics can make these coins worth more than a small fortune. We're talking over $1 million in some cases. But here's the thing, with each passing day, these coins are becoming harder to find in mint condition. You see, coin collectors, especially those who know what they're looking for, have started snapping them up. And just like that, supply dwindles, value increases, and suddenly, this little nickel is skyrocketing in worth. It's a race against time. Imagine the excitement of discovering you own one of these rare coins, that a simple nickel tucked away in a drawer could change your financial future forever. But remember, while that thrill is real, so is the competition. Others out there are on the hunt for these coins too. So if you have one, or even think you might, you're in a position to act now or risk the chance slipping away. Pattern interrupt, and for anyone thinking, "Nah, my old nickels are probably just junk." Let me say this. The number of people who've struck it rich with so-called junk coins might just shock you. Now that you're familiar with the incredible value of this nickel, let's get to the how. How to find out if you've got one. There are key features that make the 1982 D Mint Jefferson nickel a standout, small details that most people overlook. Look at the D Mint mark on the coin. Is it slightly off? Check the Monticello building. There are subtle design elements that can indicate rare misprints, making these coins even more valuable. If you're sitting there thinking, "But I wouldn't even know how to spot these details." Don't worry. There are resources, experts, even online communities dedicated to coin valuation who can help. And if you do find something that looks like it fits the bill, getting it authenticated could be your next step to unlocking a serious payout. But here's the best part. Coins like these don't just sit around in collectors' vaults. Many of them are still in circulation, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. Cliffhanger. And what happens if you do find one? Imagine the thrill of holding $1 million nickel in your hand, the knowledge that you've found something that few others ever will. So, what would you do if you found this jackpot nickel in your own home? Would you sell it? Or keep it as a family treasure? Now that you know what to look for, what are you waiting for? Grab a magnifying glass, start checking those old change jars, and spread the word to anyone you know who might have old coins stashed away. Who knows? The next millionaire could be you. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. This little nickel could change your life in ways you can't even imagine. So go ahead, start searching, and may fortune be on your side. And if you found this information valuable, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on unlocking the hidden value of everyday items. You never know what hidden gems could be hiding in plain sight.
Would you believe me if I told you that this ordinary looking nickel in your spare change jar could be worth a staggering $1.4 million? Yes, you heard that right, million. And before you roll your eyes thinking, this can't be real, stick with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly how this coin could change your life forever. Let's rewind to 1988, a year of big hair, Walkmans, and blockbuster movies. While pop culture was stealing the spotlight, something extraordinary happened at the Denver Mint. They produced millions of Jefferson nickels, but hidden among the ordinary batch, a few rare, one-of-a-kind treasures slipped through. One of them, a 1988 de Monticello Jefferson nickel, has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, not for its face value, but for its jaw-dropping worth today. Now, you might be thinking, why would anyone pay $1.4 million for a nickel? Great question. Here's where the mystery gets exciting. The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and a tiny, often overlooked detail that I'll uncover later. Stay tuned for that. Speaking of overlooked details, when was the last time you even glanced at the change in your pocket? If you're like most people, your nickels are probably gathering dust next to your 1990s Beanie Babies collection. Well, it's time to change that. Pun intended. So, what makes the 1988 de Monticello nickel so valuable? First, let's talk about rarity. Coins become rare when there's a production error or a limited batch created under unique circumstances. In this case, it's a subtle flaw in the D Mint mark that sets this coin apart. Experts call it the transitional error, a phenomenon that makes coin enthusiasts salivate. Second, condition is everything. Imagine a pristine coin that looks as if it just rolled off the press yesterday. That's what collectors call mint state. And the few 1988 D nickels discovered in this condition? They're essentially the Leonardo da Vinci's of the coin world, timeless masterpieces worth millions. And here's the kicker: these coins didn't all end up in private collections or museums. Many are still out there, in the most unexpected places. Maybe even your junk drawer. Could you be holding onto one without even knowing it? But before you rush to dump your coin jar on the kitchen table, there's a critical detail about this nickel that could make or break your fortune. I'll share that with you in just a moment. Now, here's where the story gets personal. Imagine waking up tomorrow with an extra $1.4 million in your bank account. What would you do? Pay off debt? Travel the world? Secure your family's future? It's not just a dream, it's a possibility, but only if you take action. Start by examining your coins. Look for the 1988 year, the D Mint mark, and any unusual features, especially around the Monticello design. If you think you found something special, consult a professional coin grader. Yes, they exist. Think of them as the jewelers of the coin world. And hey, if you don't know where to start, don't worry. How many of us honestly thought we'd grow up needing to be coin detectives? Here's the thing: these opportunities don't last forever. The market is competitive, and once these coins are scooped up by collectors, their value could skyrocket even further. Missing out now could mean leaving generational wealth on the table, but what if you do find one? That's not just a payday, it's a moment that changes everything, a reminder that sometimes, life's biggest treasures are hiding in plain sight. So, here's your mission. Tonight, after this video, grab your loose change, dig through that drawer, and check for a 1988 de Monticello Jefferson nickel. If you find one, who knows? It might just be your ticket to financial freedom, and if you love uncovering hidden gems like this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to check their pocket change. Because you never know, you might just change their life too. Thanks for watching, and remember, wealth often hides where we least expect it. Now go find that nickel. Imagine finding a simple coin in your pocket that could turn your life around, a coin worth $1.2 million. Sounds impossible? Well, let me tell you, it's not a fairy tale. Today, we're unraveling the incredible story behind the 1989 P Mint Monticello Jefferson nickel, a treasure hiding in plain sight. Could you be holding one of these life-changing coins? Stay tuned, because what I'm about to reveal might change the way you look at your loose change forever. Before we dive into its staggering value, let's uncover what makes the 1989 P Monticello Jefferson nickel so extraordinary. First, a little backstory. In 1989, millions of Jefferson nickels were minted in Philadelphia, ordinary coins by all appearances. But a few, and I mean just a few, came out with a rare minting anomaly so unique, it sent collectors into a frenzy. This wasn't just a mistake, it was a masterpiece of rarity. What's the big deal about this coin? Here's where it gets exciting. Some of these nickels feature subtle, microscopic imperfections in the Monticello building design on the reverse side. These errors were unintentional, making them incredibly rare, so rare that collectors are willing to spend millions just to own one. Why? Because rarity equals value in the coin world. Show a man looking at a nickel through a magnifying glass and saying in a comically exaggerated voice, "Could this be my retirement plan?" Cut back to the narrator. Now, before you rush off to raid your piggy bank, let me tell you how to spot this elusive treasure, because the devil's in the details. Alright, here's where the magic happens. If you've got a 1989 P Monticello Jefferson nickel, here's what you need to look for. First, examine the Monticello building on the reverse side of the coin. Is the design crisp, or do you see unusual markings, faint doubling, or errors in the architectural details? These imperfections are what make this nickel worth its weight in gold, literally. Next, look at the coin's overall condition. Coins in mint or near mint condition, free of scratches, wear, or discoloration, command higher prices. In fact, a flawless 1989 P nickel with these rare traits recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million at auction. But wait, there's more to the story. Even if your coin has these features, there's one more critical factor that determines its true worth. Stick around, because this is the step where fortunes are made or lost. Here's the final and most crucial step. Authenticity. You'll need to get your coin graded and certified by a professional numismatist. Organizations like the PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, can evaluate your coin and confirm its worth. This certification is what separates a $5 nickel from a $1.2 million jackpot. And let me tell you, time is of the essence. Rare coin prices are climbing as collectors vie to add these treasures to their collections. Don't wait too long, or this golden window might close forever. Think about it, what would an extra $1 million mean for you? A dream home? Financial freedom? The chance to leave a legacy for your family? This is more than a coin, it's a life-changing opportunity waiting to be discovered. But here's the burning question, could you be holding this fortune in your pocket right now? Let's wrap this up with the most important takeaway of all. If you've got a 1989 P Monticello Jefferson nickel, take a closer look today. Don't let this chance slip through your fingers. And if you're curious about other coins worth millions, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll guide you through uncovering hidden treasures right in your home. Who knows? The next millionaire story could be yours. Thanks for watching, and remember, great fortunes often hide in the smallest places. Keep searching, and you might just strike gold. Would you believe me if I told you that the humble nickel in your pocket could be your ticket to a $1.3 million fortune? No, this isn't a scene from a movie, it's a real-life story waiting to unfold. Somewhere in the United States, a rare 1992 D Jefferson nickel could be hiding in plain sight, and it might even be yours. But here's the catch, every moment you wait to find it could cost you. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. The United States Mint struck millions of Jefferson nickels in 1992, many bearing the familiar D Mint mark from Denver. To most, these nickels were just everyday pocket change, jingling in coffee cans or forgotten in dresser drawers. But one exceptional coin, 1 in a million, literally has become the holy grail for collectors. This elusive nickel is no ordinary currency. It features a sharp strike, an almost flawless surface, and a stunning design on Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's historic home. Its rarity lies in the perfect combination of minting precision and preservation. And it's not just a collector's dream, it's a jackpot, with one confirmed sale skyrocketing to $1.3 million. Now, before you start emptying your piggy bank or flipping over couch cushions, let's be clear, not every 1992 D nickel will make you a millionaire. If that were the case, we'd all be retired on private islands by now, right? So, why is this particular coin worth a fortune? It's all about rarity and condition. Collectors use the term MS-67 to describe coins in near-perfect condition, flawless to the naked eye, almost like they've been frozen in time. The 1992 D Monticello Jefferson nickel we're talking about is exactly that, a pristine gem among ordinary coins. And here's the kicker, out of the millions of nickels minted in 1992, only a handful have ever achieved this level of perfection. One of them sold for $1.3 million at auction, and it's entirely possible there are more waiting to be discovered. What if you have one sitting unnoticed in your collection right now? Still not convinced this could happen to you? Let me share a story about a man who thought his old nickels were worthless until he struck gold. Take Jerry, for example, a retired schoolteacher from Florida. He spent years collecting loose change, not thinking much of it. But one day, curiosity struck, and he decided to have his coins appraised. Among them, a rare, near-perfect 1992 D Jefferson nickel. That coin changed his life, fetching over $1 million at auction. Now, I know what you're thinking, this sounds too good to be true. But the truth is, collectors and investors are always hunting for coins like these. The market for rare coins has never been hotter, and opportunities like this don't last forever. Still skeptical? Fine, keep your nickels as paperweights. But if you're ready to turn spare change into life-changing wealth, here's what you need to do. Step 1. Gather all your old nickels, especially those minted in 1992. Look for the Denver D mint mark and check for signs of exceptional condition, no scratches, perfect details, and that signature brilliance. Step 2. Get your coins professionally graded. Reach out to trusted coin appraisal services like PCGS or NGC. A verified grade could mean the difference between a few bucks and $1 million payday. But there's one critical mistake you must avoid when selling rare coins, a mistake that could cost you thousands or even the entire value of your treasure. I'll reveal what it is in just a moment. Step 3. Timing is everything. Rare coins like this are fetching record prices right now, but markets can shift. Don't wait too long, or you might miss the peak. Now, about that critical mistake, never sell your rare coins without understanding their true value. Some dealers might try to lowball you or rush the deal. Take your time, get multiple appraisals, and only work with reputable auction houses. If you're holding onto old nickels or any coins, don't let fear or procrastination rob you of a fortune. Imagine how it would feel to uncover $1 million treasure hidden in your collection. Think of the new possibilities: early retirement, a dream home, or the freedom to live life on your terms. Don't just dream about it, take action today. Your fortune could be just a nickel away. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll guide you through the incredible world of rare coins. Who knows? You might be the next millionaire we talk about. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket worth over $1.2 million. Yes, that's 6 zeros attached to a single nickel you might overlook every day. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But for some lucky individuals, this dream is their reality. Right now, in your drawers, piggy banks, or even forgotten coffee cans, you could be holding one of the most valuable coins in the world. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story behind the 1993 P Mint Monticello Jefferson nickel, the coin that shocked collectors and auctioneers alike. So, what makes this nickel so extraordinary? At first glance, it looks just like every other nickel you've handled. But here's where it gets exciting: a rare minting error turned this everyday coin into a collector's dream. In 1993, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of Jefferson nickels, but a select few left the factory with a crucial defect. A striking mistake on the Monticello dome gave this coin its unique identity. Collectors call it a reverse error, and this tiny flaw makes it one of the rarest coins in existence. Here's a question for you: have you ever really examined the coins in your wallet? Maybe it's time to take a closer look. Because if you find this nickel, it could change your life forever. But wait, why would anyone pay $1.2 million for a nickel? Here's why: collectors go crazy for rarity, and the 1993 P Monticello Jefferson nickel is the perfect storm of scarcity, history, and allure. Just like rare paintings or vintage cars, rare coins like this one gain exponential value because of their rarity and condition. But here's the kicker: not all 1993 P Mint nickels are worth a fortune. Your coin must have the unique Monticello dome error and be in impeccable condition to fetch this jaw-dropping price. And no, squinting at your nickel with grandma's old magnifier won't make it worth millions, but it's a good start. The coin's grade, certified by professionals, determines its true worth. A top-grade mint state nickel with this error is what collectors are after. The difference between a nickel worth $1 and one worth $1.2 million? Just a tiny detail and a whole lot of patience. Now, here's what you need to do. First, check your nickels minted in 1993 from the Philadelphia Mint. Look for the dome error on the reverse side, the Monticello engraving. If you think you've struck gold or nickel, in this case, don't hesitate. Get your coin authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Remember, urgency is key. The market for rare coins is hot, and opportunities like this don't last forever. And if this excites you, just imagine the treasure trove you might have sitting at home. Rare coins like the 1993 P Mint Jefferson nickel are proof that small things can make a big impact. Isn't it time you took a closer look? Before you go, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and drop a comment below if you've ever stumbled upon an unusual find. Who knows? Your story could inspire someone else to uncover a hidden fortune. And don't miss our next video, we'll reveal the top 5 most valuable coins ever sold. One of them might be in your pocket right now. Every great journey starts with a small step. Could today be the start of your journey to a wealthier, more fulfilling life? That's up to you and your coins.
Small enough to fit in your pocket, but valuable enough to change your life. Right now, in homes across the United States, people have no idea that their loose change could be worth a fortune. How about a nickel? Yes, a 5-cent coin, worth over $1 million. The Jefferson nickel. A coin we've all seen countless times. Tossed in tip jars, dropped in parking meters, forgotten under couch cushions. But there's one Jefferson nickel, minted in 1994 in Denver, that's breaking all the rules. This rare coin, known as the 1994 D Monticello Jefferson nickel, carries a story of value hidden in plain sight. And today, we're unlocking the secrets of its jaw-dropping worth, so you can learn what to look for, where to find it, and what might just be lying hidden in your own collection. Yes, this little nickel could be your $1 million ticket. What if the nickel you held today could be worth a lifetime of comfort? Are you ready to find out if you've got a small fortune in your own home? Let's dive into why this nickel is different from the rest and how it climbed to a staggering $1.3 million on the collector's market. But first, let's talk about the hidden clue most people miss entirely, even when it's right in front of them. You see, the D mint mark on this Jefferson nickel tells us it was minted in Denver. But why should a Denver minted nickel from 1994 be so valuable? After all, millions of coins were made that year. What sets this one apart? The answer lies in the details. Coin collectors look for more than age alone. They hunt for quality, rarity, and what we call mint condition. This particular 1994 D Jefferson nickel has an almost perfect strike, with crisp details that make it look like it just rolled off the mint's press. It's as if time has frozen this coin in perfection. And only a handful of such coins exist, making it incredibly rare. Now, some of you might be thinking, who's really going to pay $1 million for a nickel? Believe it or not, a single auction set this precedent, with collectors fiercely bidding for a flawless specimen of this very coin. I know what you're thinking, I'd settle for half that, right? But seriously, this is why the right buyer, the right auction, and the right condition can lead to breathtaking values. It's like finding a diamond in a pile of rocks, you just need to know how to spot it. And speaking of spotting, there's one tiny detail collectors say you must look for, otherwise, your nickel could be just 5 cents. Ready for it? Here's the key to identifying a valuable 1994 D Jefferson nickel. Look closely, under bright light, at the edges of the Monticello dome. If the details on the dome are clear and crisp, showing depth and shine without any wear, you could be holding the real deal. Imperfections, or even slight wear, unfortunately, reduce the value significantly. This isn't just about a single nickel. It's about understanding the potential value of what you already have. Maybe it's in a dusty old coin jar or your grandparents' keepsake box. You have the power to unlock that value. But here's the catch: the longer you wait, the more challenging it might become to find a buyer willing to pay top dollar. Wealthy collectors are always looking to complete their collections, but once they secure this rare Jefferson nickel, the market could dry up. So, unless you plan to build your own million-dollar coin museum, it's time to act. The market is hot now. Each day that passes could mean fewer opportunities, especially with the popularity of rare coins surging across the country. Just imagine having a financial future secured by a small coin most people overlook entirely. So, here's the question: are you ready to take that step? To look a little closer, to search for what could be your million-dollar moment. Who knows, maybe tomorrow, someone watching this video will cash in a nickel worth over $1 million. But that someone could be you. It's time to search your collection and bring hidden wealth to light. Until then, keep those eyes open, check your change, and remember, sometimes the smallest treasures hold the greatest fortune. Have you ever wondered if that old jar of coins in your attic could be worth millions? You're not alone. What if I told you that one particular nickel, minted in 1996, could be worth over $1.3 million? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you might just find out that you're sitting on a hidden treasure. Welcome to today's coin discovery. In this video, we're going to explore one of the most mind-blowing finds in the world of coin collecting, the 1996 mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel. This rare coin has become legendary in the coin community, and the story behind it is nothing short of fascinating. So, buckle up. We're diving deep into how this nickel went from a simple piece of pocket change to a millionaire's dream. You see, the Monticello Jefferson nickel has been in circulation for decades. It's a coin that many of us have handled without a second thought. But in 1996, something special happened at the Denver Mint. A small, nearly unnoticeable error occurred, and that error could turn an everyday coin into a staggering fortune. But first, let's rewind a little bit. You've probably heard of the phrase, "a needle in a haystack," before. Well, that's exactly what we're looking for here, a needle. But not just any needle. A needle worth $1.3 million. It's a story that starts with a simple mistake, a twist of fate, and a whole lot of luck. And trust me, it's worth sticking around to find out if you've got one of these hidden treasures in your collection. So, how does a simple nickel turn into a six-figure investment? Is it really worth that much? Well, let's dive deeper into the story. The Monticello Jefferson nickel is well known for featuring a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse side, and Monticello, his Virginia home, on the reverse. These are coins we've all seen before. But here's where the story takes an unexpected twist. In 1996, the Denver Mint accidentally struck a very limited number of nickels with a D mint mark that appeared slightly different than intended. This wasn't just a slight imperfection. It was a crucial detail that made these coins stand out from the regular circulation ones. Imagine looking at a nickel and thinking it was like all the others. But then, bam, something catches your eye. A subtle, almost unnoticeable difference. That's when you realize, wait a minute, this could be it. Now, you might be thinking, how on earth do I even tell if I've got one of these rare nickels? Well, let me tell you. This mistake didn't just create a rare coin, it created the rare coin. The error lies in the mint mark's alignment and depth, making it a true gem for collectors. Here's where the urgency kicks in. These coins aren't just valuable because of the mistake. They're valuable because there are only a handful of them left, and they've become extremely sought after by numismatists and investors alike. So, if you've got one of these hidden treasures, time is of the essence. You need to act fast before someone else spots it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Could I have one of these coins in my piggy bank? If you do, your piggy bank might be a little richer than you thought. Imagine a nickel being worth more than the car you drive. Doesn't seem possible, does it? But that's the reality we're talking about. So, let's get serious about how you can find out if you've got one of these. Let's fast forward to the present, and dive into the heart of the matter, the current market value of this nickel, and why it's skyrocketing in worth right now. You may be wondering, why is this 1990-60 mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel worth $1.3 million? The answer lies in rarity, demand, and the secret world of coin collecting. When a rare coin surfaces, it's not just about the physical value. It's about what collectors and investors are willing to pay for it. And right now, the demand for this particular nickel is at an all-time high. Collectors will pay top dollar for these rare mistakes. So, what does that mean for you? It means that if you find one of these coins, you're holding a piece of U.S. history that could very well secure your financial future. The $1.3 million price tag isn't just a number on a piece of paper, it's the reality for a very lucky few. But here's the kicker: many of these coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight. Your coin jar, that drawer you keep your spare change in, or that old tin can from your grandma's attic, they could all be hiding a gold mine. And it's not just nickels you should be looking for. Rare pennies, dimes, and quarters could also be your ticket to the life you've always dreamed of. But before you rush off to dig through your change, hold on. I'm about to reveal how to properly identify these rare coins, and the crucial step you must take if you think you've found one. You won't want to miss this next part. Stay with me. If you've learned anything today, it's that your old coins might not be as ordinary as they seem. There's a hidden world of treasure waiting to be discovered, and your next big find could be sitting right under your nose. So, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, check your coins. But remember, if you think you've found something valuable, you need to know exactly how to verify it and how to sell it for top dollar. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll break down exactly how to tell if you've got a Monticello Jefferson nickel and how to sell it to get the most money. You don't want to miss this. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a coin that could change your life. Keep searching, keep finding, and as always, keep dreaming big. You never know, your next coin might just be your ticket to a millionaire lifestyle. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1998 D-Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, a coin that has captured the hearts of collectors and could change your financial future, if you're lucky enough to find one. But let me warn you, time is not on your side. Why? Because this opportunity is slipping away as collectors scramble to grab every last one of these rare treasures. Stick around, and I'll explain not just why this coin is so valuable, but how you could have one sitting in your pocket right now. Seriously, pause this video, grab your loose change, and check. I'll wait. Just kidding, I'm not going anywhere. Let's get into it. To understand the worth of this seemingly ordinary coin, we have to go back to its origin. In 1998, the Denver Mint produced millions of Jefferson nickels, most of which were, well, pretty boring. But a small batch had something special, something rare. These nickels contained a minting anomaly, so subtle that most people wouldn't even notice it. But to the trained eye of a collector, that anomaly transformed this coin into a $1 million masterpiece. And here's the kicker: the rarity wasn't discovered until years later, meaning many of these coins are still out there in circulation. So what makes this nickel worth more than a sports car, a luxury home, or even a private jet? Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll break down the exact factors driving its astronomical value, and how you can capitalize on it. There are 3 key elements that make this coin so valuable. First, the mint mark. The small B on this nickel indicates it was minted in Denver, but it's the details of the mark itself that have collectors buzzing. Minute imperfections, barely visible to the naked eye, make it one of a kind. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, only this needle is worth millions. Imagine someone offering you $1.2 million for your old gym socks. Yeah, that's the kind of unexpected jackpot we're talking about here. Second, the condition of the coin. Experts call this grading, and the higher the grade, the higher the value. If your 1998 D nickel is in pristine condition, no scratches, no wear, you've struck gold. Well, nickel, but you get the point. But here's the problem. Every day, more of these coins are being lost forever. People are unknowingly spending them, vending machines are devouring them, and time is wearing them down. That means every passing second makes this coin even rarer and more valuable. And that brings us to the third, most critical factor. It's the reason this coin could be sitting right in front of you without you even realizing it. Ready to know what it is? Let's find out. The third factor? Demand. Collectors across the globe are in a frenzy over the 1998 de Monticello Jefferson nickel. And when demand outweighs supply, the price skyrockets. That's why some coins in perfect condition have fetched over $1 million at auctions. It's like having a lottery ticket, but better because you don't have to guess numbers. You just need to check your change. If you think you might have this coin, don't wait. Get it professionally evaluated, and if it's authentic, you could change your life overnight. Imagine turning a nickel into a new house, a dream vacation, or the financial freedom you've always wanted. Remember, every great opportunity comes with a decision. Will you let this chance pass by, or will you take control of your future? The choice is yours. Now, here's what I want you to do. First, check your coins. If you find a 1998 D mint marked nickel, take it to an expert. And second, subscribe to this channel. I'll be sharing more insider tips on rare coins and collectibles that could be worth a fortune. You don't want to miss what's coming next. This is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of how something small can create something extraordinary. And who knows? Your next fortune could be hiding in plain sight. A nickel you'd normally overlook in your spare change suddenly holds the potential to be worth over $1 million. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1999 de Monticello Jefferson nickel. Yes, that little nickel could transform your financial life, if you happen to find the right one. Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why this small piece of currency could be your golden ticket. So, let's take a step back and paint the bigger picture. In 1999, the U.S. Mint in Denver produced millions of these Jefferson nickels. You might even have a few lying around in a jar, right? But here's the kicker, not all 1999 de Monticello nickels were created equal. There's a rare variation that collectors and enthusiasts are hunting for, a coin with subtle differences that could mean a difference of thousands, even millions, of dollars. But why the fuss over a coin that's barely 25 years old? The world of coin collecting, known as numismatics, often rewards scarcity and uniqueness, especially when it comes to errors and rare mint marks. And this is where the story of our 1999 de Monticello nickel gets interesting. There's a combination of factors that make this coin so desirable, but it's like finding a needle in a haystack. Stick around to find out what sets this coin apart and why it's causing such a stir. Now, you might be thinking, alright, I get that it's rare, but how can I tell if I have one? Great question. We're about to dive into that, but I'll warn you, you're not the only one on the hunt for these. And those who know the secrets won't part with them easily. Quick question, how many nickels do you think you've let slip through your fingers without a second glance? Maybe even one of these rare gems? Think about that for a second. You could have let $1 million nickel pass you by just yesterday. It's enough to make anyone check their pockets. Alright, here's what you've been waiting for. To spot one of these elusive $1 million nickels, you'll need to focus on a few key features. First, let's talk about the mint mark. The D on your 1999 Jefferson nickel shows it was minted in Denver, but that alone isn't enough. You're looking for a very specific die error, in this case, certain characteristics on the Monticello building. Look closely at the steps on Monticello's facade. If the coin displays what collectors call full steps, meaning each step is sharp, distinct, and uninterrupted, you might be holding on to something valuable. These full step errors are extremely rare and are the kind of thing collectors will pay top dollar to get their hands on. But there's more. The coin's condition is critical. Coins that have been circulated or worn down lose significant value. If you've got a coin in uncirculated condition, one that's as close to pristine as possible, the potential value skyrockets. This coin's market value doesn't just fluctuate, it's climbing. As more collectors hunt for these coins and fewer pristine specimens are found, the price rises. Remember, We're talking about a market where one small error can be the difference between $5 and $1.2 million. Yes, $1.2 million. It sounds outrageous, but the high-end collectors, the ones willing to pay for perfection, aren't afraid to shell out. So, are you starting to wonder if maybe, just maybe, you've come across one of these coins? Before you go digging through your change jar, let's look at one last crucial detail, and it could be the game changer you need. But hold on, I can already see some of you inching off your seats to grab a magnifying glass. Patience. You don't want to miss this next part. Now that you know what to look for, let's talk about why timing is so important. The market for collectible coins is hot right now, and experts are saying it's only getting hotter. But here's the thing. This kind of interest doesn't last forever. If you find one of these rare 1999 Di Monticello nickels, you're sitting on a financial opportunity. But only if you act quickly. Waiting could mean that demand dwindles, and values may drop. Think of it this way, you wouldn't hang on to a winning lottery ticket until it expired, right? The same applies here. Experts recommend working with reputable appraisers and auction houses that specialize in high-value collectibles. This isn't the sort of coin you want to sell at a neighborhood coin shop. You're going to want professionals who understand the market and can get you the highest possible bid. So, how do you even begin the appraisal process? Where do you find the right people, and what's the first step to take if you've got one of these coins? Don't worry, we're about to cover that in our next video, where I'll walk you through everything you need to know to protect and sell your rare coins for top dollar. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. But for now, go grab that nickel collection and give it a second look. You never know, the key to your future could be right there, hidden among the change in your hands. And remember, wealth doesn't always come in the form of paper bills and big bank accounts. Sometimes, it's hiding in the smallest, most unexpected places. Thank you for joining me on this fascinating journey into the world of rare coins. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the treasure troves hiding in plain sight. Would you believe me if I said you might have a coin in your pocket right now worth $1.30 million? No, this isn't some collector's fantasy, it's real. And today, we're talking about one very special coin, the 1974 Thomas Jefferson nickel, with no mint mark. Could this be the moment your forgotten change turns into generational wealth? Let me ask you something. How many times have you looked at an old coin and thought, it's probably worthless? Well, think again. Because this humble nickel, a coin so common it's almost invisible, has skyrocketed in value, making millionaires out of those lucky enough to spot its hidden worth. And guess what? It might be sitting in your junk drawer right now. Go ahead, I'll wait while you grab your coin jar, or maybe the sofa cushions. No judgment. We've all lost change there. Let's rewind to 1974, a time of change in America, literally and figuratively. That year, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced millions of Jefferson nickels, yet a small number left the facility without one crucial detail, the P mint mark. This seemingly tiny error turned these coins into treasure. But here's the twist, for decades, collectors didn't realize their value. These no mint mark nickels were hiding in plain sight, traded like any ordinary coin. It wasn't until they started surfacing in auctions that their true worth became evident, culminating in one selling for a jaw-dropping $1.30 million. Who knew that a nickel could outshine an entire dollar bill in value? I guess George Washington's feeling a little jealous right now. But wait, it gets better. The best part is, you don't need to be a professional collector to cash in. All you need is a sharp eye and a little patience. Even if your 1974 nickel isn't worth $1 million, it could still fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars in today's booming coin market. Now, imagine what you could do with that kind of cash. A vacation? Pay off debts? Or maybe even start a business? So, how can you tell if your nickel is the $1 million jackpot? And why is it so important to check right now? I'll show you exactly what to look for, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. Date: look for the year 1974. Mint mark. Flip the coin and check near Monticello. If there's no P, you're in business. The better the condition, the higher the value. Even worn nickels can fetch a pretty penny, but pristine ones? That's where the magic happens. Now, here's the kicker: the market for rare coins like this is hotter than ever. But trends change quickly, and waiting too long could mean missing out on a life-changing opportunity. If collectors lose interest, that $1 million value could vanish overnight. So, what will you do? Every great fortune starts with a small step, or in this case, a small coin. Whether it's paying off bills, treating your family, or building a legacy, your journey could start with a simple nickel. So, grab your coins, check your dates, and seize this moment. Who knows? The next $1.3 million success story could be yours. Because honestly, what's got better odds, a Powerball ticket or that nickel in your pocket? Exactly. Before you go, make sure to hit subscribe for more tips on uncovering hidden treasures and turning them into real wealth. Share this video with a friend. You never know who might have the $1 million coin. And remember, wealth isn't just about luck. It's about knowing where to look. Imagine holding a simple nickel worth over $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you this exact coin could be hiding in your collection right now? Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1978 D-Mint Mark Thomas Jefferson nickel. Yes, the one that's taken the collector world by storm. And by the end of this video, you'll know if you're sitting on a life-changing treasure. You might think it's just spare change, something you'd toss in a jar or spend on a coffee. But let me tell you, collectors are scouring the globe, offering jaw-dropping sums for specific coins, like the 1978 D. Jefferson nickel. Why? Because rare coins are more than metal. They're history, art, and more importantly, high-value assets. Now, here's the kicker: this isn't just for hardcore coin enthusiasts. Everyday Americans like you are cashing in big, thanks to rare finds tucked away in drawers, old piggy banks, or inherited collections.so. Before you dismiss that little pile of coins you've been hoarding, let's talk about how one specific nickel could transform your life. Oh, and if you're about to grab a magnifying glass and inspect every nickel you've ever touched, don't worry, I'll walk you through exactly what to look for. No need to panic just yet. Now, let's dig into the 1978 D-Mint Mark Jefferson nickel. Why is it worth over $1 million? It all comes down to a perfect storm of rarity and condition. Back in 1978, the Denver Mint produced these nickels as part of their standard operations. But due to a rare minting error, a striking anomaly as experts call it, some coins were minted with unique imperfections or double designs that make them one of a kind. And here's where it gets exciting: collectors will pay an absolute premium for these rare anomalies. Coins graded as near perfect condition, known as MS65 or higher, are worth the most. But here's the $1 million question: how can you tell if your 1978 D nickel is the one worth $1.1 million? Stick with me because I'm about to reveal the exact details that set it apart from the rest. Imagine how it would feel to discover this little treasure among your loose change, turning a humble nickel into a jackpot that could pay off your mortgage, send your kids to college, or fund your dream vacation home. So, how do you identify this valuable coin? Look for the D-Mint mark, located to the right of Jefferson's portrait, near the edge. Unique errors, such as doubling on the text or inconsistencies in the design. Pristine condition, coins graded MS65 or higher are the golden ticket. Once you've found a potential winner, have it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. This step is crucial to getting top dollar. And yes, there are collectors and auction houses eager to bid on your find. Now, here's the twist: there's only a handful of these coins known to exist. And every day, collectors are snapping up rare finds. So, the window of opportunity is shrinking fast. Could you be holding one of the last treasures? Think about it. How many opportunities like this come around in a lifetime? What if you're just one coin away from changing your entire financial future? Don't let this chance slip away. Start by checking your loose change, old jars, and inherited collections. Who knows? Your journey to wealth might begin with a coin you've overlooked for years. Now, if this video has sparked your curiosity, Hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on uncovering hidden treasures in your pocket change. And remember, every coin has a story. What will yours be? Imagine this: a simple nickel sitting unnoticed in your pocket, worth a staggering $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single coin that could transform your life. But here's the catch: these nickels are so rare, you could walk right past one without knowing. So, how do you spot this elusive treasure? What makes this 1980p Thomas Jefferson nickel so special? And more importantly, could you be holding one? Or are you about to throw away a fortune to buy vending machine chips? Let's hope not. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to sell your rare coin for top dollar. Let's dive into the story of this legendary coin. The 1980p nickel, minted in Philadelphia, was your standard 5-cent coin until collectors discovered an incredibly rare variety with a minting defect. These defects are what make them valuable, but they're nearly impossible to spot unless you know where to look. Let me ask you something. Do you remember the last time you checked your loose change? If you're like most people, you probably haven't. But what if I told you the key to your dream lifestyle could be sitting right there? Here's what makes this coin worth millions. The mint mark P is often misaligned or missing altogether. Combined with unique wear patterns or striking errors, these coins became collector gold. Not just figuratively, but literally. The last known sale of one of these gems? Over $1.3 million. That's life-changing money. And no, this isn't a what if, this actually happened. Auction houses go wild for coins like this. But here's the thing, not all 1980p nickels are worth millions. So how do you know if yours is the real deal? I'll tell you in just a moment. Right now, millions of these nickels are out there. But every day, more and more are lost, forgotten in junk drawers, rolled into banks, or spent on something as trivial as coffee. Imagine trading $1.3 million for a latte. That's a nightmare you don't want to live through. So, here's what you need to do right now. Take every 1980p nickel you can find and inspect it carefully for minting errors. Flip it, analyze it under light. And if you think you've hit the jackpot, send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. This is the only way to confirm its value. The day you cash in that coin. No more financial worries, no more what-ifs. You're living the life you've always dreamed of, all because you took action on something as simple as loose change. And hey, maybe now you can finally stop arguing with your cousin about splitting the check at dinner. You'll own the restaurant. But here's the deal, the clock is ticking. Coins like this don't wait forever. If you don't act now, someone else will find that $1 million nickel, while you're left wondering what could have been. So start searching today. Who knows? That small piece of metal in your pocket could be the key to your dream life. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with friends and family. They might be sitting on a fortune, too. Do you have old coins sitting in a drawer or a safe somewhere? What if I told you that one of those coins could be worth over $1.3 million? That's right, one small nickel, minted in 1981, could hold the key to a wealth you never imagined. Stick around, because what I'm about to share could completely change the way you look at your coin collection and your financial future. It all starts with a little-known secret hidden in plain sight. The 1981p Monticello Jefferson nickel. To most people, it's just another coin, a relic of the past, tossed in with the other spare change that never seems to add up. But to those in the know, this coin is worth far more than its face value. And it all comes down to a tiny, yet incredibly important detail. Now, I can hear you asking, is this some kind of scam? Trust me, I get it. You've probably heard wild claims like this before. But the difference here is that this nickel's value is backed by solid proof. Rare errors in minting and a scarcity of certain coins make them worth far more than anyone could imagine. But here's the catch. If you want to find out what makes the 1981p Monticello nickel worth $1.3 million, you need to stay with me to the end. This is the part where most people drop off. The ones who do, They'll never know how close they came to cashing in on their own gold mine. Here's where the story gets interesting. It's not just any old 1981 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel that could be worth a fortune. No, there's a very specific error that makes certain versions of this coin incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. You see, during the minting process in 1981, a series of mistakes led to the creation of a very small batch of nickels that were accidentally made with incorrect dies. This error caused the design to be slightly off-center or missing parts, making them unique and precious. Hold up. Do you know what that means for you? If you have one of these rare error nickels, you're sitting on a potential fortune. Some of these coins are fetching up to $1.3 million at auctions. No, this isn't a typo. Now, before you get too excited and rush to dig through your drawers, let's take a step back. Not all 1981 P. Monticello nickels are worth that much. Only those with certain characteristics, like the specific die errors or unique mint marks, will fetch these sky-high prices. But how do you know if you've got one? Don't worry. I'll walk you through it, but let's pause for a second. I know what you're thinking. So, what if I find one of these $1 million nickels? Should I just walk into a bank and demand to cash it in? Well, unfortunately, it's not that simple. You need to know exactly what to look for and how to get the most value out of your discovery. Here's where the magic happens. To find out if your 1981 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel is worth a fortune, you need to check for a few key factors. The first is the mint mark. You'll find a small P on the back of the coin, right below the word Monticello. If your coin has this mark, congratulations, you're on the right track. But that's just the beginning. The next step is to examine the design and shape of the coin. Look closely for any off-centering or distortion in the image of Thomas Jefferson or the Monticello building. These imperfections are what make the coin rare. If it looks like something was a little off during the minting process, then you might have something special. Now, here's the crucial step that so many people miss. Authentication. Don't just rush to the nearest coin dealer and sell it for a fraction of its worth. You need to have your coin authenticated by a certified numismatist or coin grading service. They'll give you a proper valuation based on its condition and rarity. Don't skip this part. Otherwise, you might end up giving away a fortune without even knowing it. But wait, there's more to this story. You think this is the only rare coin out there that could make you a millionaire? Think again. There's an entire world of rare, valuable coins hiding in plain sight. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to identify other rare coins you might have laying around that could change your financial future forever. Stick around, because the opportunity to sell your rare coins for top dollar might be just around the corner. But you have to act fast. Coins like these don't stay on the market for long, and you don't want to miss out when that phone call comes in, telling you that the coin you just sold was worth more than your house. Here's where you need to make your move. Coin values can fluctuate, but one thing's for sure, rare coins are an investment that can pay off. People are constantly on the lookout for these rare gems, and if you have one in your collection, it's your time to cash in. But don't wait too long. The coin market is constantly evolving, and the longer you hold on to these old coins, the more you risk losing out on potential offers. Time is of the essence. If you think you have a rare coin, don't just let it sit there collecting dust. Get it evaluated. Get it authenticated. And start reaping the rewards. So, what are you waiting for? Open that drawer, dig through that old change jar, and start checking for rare coins. And if you found something truly valuable, don't forget to share it with the world. But most importantly, take action. Because this could be the start of a new chapter in your life. One where rare coins don't just collect dust, but instead, fill your pockets with wealth. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on more ways to turn your rare coin collection into serious cash. I'll see you in the next video, where we uncover even more secrets of the rare coin world. Could a simple nickel tucked away in your change jar make you a millionaire? Imagine finding a coin so rare, so valuable, that it could change your life forever. What if I told you the 1985 P. Mint marked Jefferson nickel could be worth a staggering $1.2 million? Yes, that's right. But there's a catch: you might already own it, and not even know it. Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to cash in before someone else does. Let me take you on a journey into the fascinating world of rare coins. Most people don't realize it, but some coins hold hidden treasures. Coins like the 1985 Mint Mark Jefferson nickel aren't just pocket change, they're a gateway to a luxurious lifestyle. Now, before you dismiss this as too good to be true, let me share a quick fact. In 2023 alone, collectors spent over $17 billion on rare coins. That's billion with a B dot. And hey, before you go digging under your couch cushions, don't worry. You don't need to hoard every nickel you've ever touched, just the right ones. And no, the jar full of pennies on your counter isn't retiring you, yet. But what makes this particular nickel, the 1985 Jefferson nickel, so special? Why is this one causing such a buzz in the coin collector community? Let's dig in. Here's where the story gets fascinating. The 1985 Mint Mark Jefferson nickel isn't just rare, it's a 1 in a billion anomaly. Most of these coins were produced in Philadelphia and are worth, well, 5 cents. But a small batch from this mint year contains a minting error so significant, collectors are willing to pay millions. Why? Because these errors are like fingerprints, each one unique and highly prized. Now, before I reveal the exact error to look for, and yes, you're going to want to check this, think about this: what would you do with $1.2 million? Pay off debts? Travel the world? Or maybe, retire early and live the life you've always dreamed of? Let's talk about how to identify this jackpot nickel, because time is ticking, and the market for rare coins is hotter than ever. The key lies in a rare minting error known as the double die reverse. It's a subtle imperfection where the details on the coin, particularly the inscriptions, appear slightly doubled. It's easy to miss unless you know what to look for. But here's the kicker: this error isn't just rare, it's practically unheard of for 1985 nickels. That's why collectors are scrambling to find even one. And no, holding it up to your kitchen light and squinting doesn't count. Invest in a good magnifying glass, you'll thank me later. Still with me? Good, because next I'll show you how to confirm if your nickel is the real deal, and where to sell it for top dollar. Imagine this: you've found the coin. You've confirmed the error. Now what? It's time to cash in. But don't just head to the nearest pawn shop, they'll undervalue your treasure. Instead, seek out reputable auction houses or numismatic experts. These are the people who'll turn your discovery into a life-changing payday. But here's the warning: the market is competitive, and counterfeiters are everywhere. If you don't act quickly and carefully, you could lose out on a golden opportunity. And if you don't have this coin, don't worry, you can still use your nickels to buy a gumball. Or two if inflation hasn't hit the machines yet. Jokes aside, the time to act is now. Rare coins like this don't just change hands, they change lives. So grab that magnifying glass, start digging through your change, and see if you've been sitting on a fortune all along. If you found this video valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on uncovering hidden treasures. And remember to comment below if you've found a rare coin. I'd love to hear your story. Do you have a nickel sitting in your drawer, hiding in plain sight, that could be worth over $1.3 million? It sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the truth: this isn't some far-off fantasy. It's happening right now. Now, imagine this: you're holding a simple coin, one you might have passed by 1,000 times, yet that very coin could change your life forever. What would it mean for you to sell a coin worth millions and live the kind of lifestyle you've always dreamed of? Stick around, because in the next 10 minutes, we're about to dive into the rare, jaw-dropping story of the 1986 Mint Mark Jefferson nickel, and the real potential it has to unlock a fortune. But before we get started, ask yourself, do you know what your change is really worth? Let's find out. Let's begin with the basics. The 1986 Mint Mark Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it seems like just another coin, right? You might even have one or two in your pocket right now. But what if I told you that there's a rare version of this very coin that could fetch over $1.3 million at auction? How is that possible? Well, the value of certain coins doesn't just depend on age or rarity. It depends on minting errors, those small, almost invisible mistakes that can make a coin unbelievably valuable. The 1980-60 Jefferson nickel is one of those rare finds. You see, during the minting process, some coins are struck with subtle errors, such as doubling in the design, off-center strikes, or even slight changes in the metal composition. And these errors, when identified, can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a collectible treasure. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people don't even know these errors exist. Can you imagine holding a coin like this in your hand and not even realizing its worth? It's terrifying, isn't it? So many people have missed out on small fortunes because they didn't know what to look for. The rare 1980-60 mint mark Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that has flown under the radar for years. But not anymore. Now, you might be wondering, how do I find one of these coins? Great question. The search is on, and it's not as hard as you think. You don't need to be a coin expert to spot potential treasures. All you need is a little knowledge and some attention to detail. You see, the 1980-60 mint mark Jefferson nickel with a minting error doesn't look drastically different from a regular nickel at first glance. In fact, it might look nearly identical to other coins in your collection. But there's one key feature you need to watch out for: the details on the reverse side. Take a close look at the Monticello building, the image on the back of the coin. In some of these rare nickels, you'll find a doubling effect or even a misalignment in the design, something that can only be spotted under magnification. If you notice these signs, you might have just found a gold mine. But here's the thing: most people never check their change or old coin collections closely enough. And even if they did, they wouldn't know what to look for. This is where opportunity knocks. How many times have you walked past a coin jar thinking, "These are just pennies and nickels"? Think about it. What if that old jar is hiding a fortune just waiting to be discovered? The urgency here is real. Rare coins like this one don't come up often, and the longer you wait to search for these treasures, the more likely it is that someone else will beat you to the punch. But how do you even know it's worth anything? Stay with me, because I'm about to reveal how to evaluate your finds. Trust me, this is where things get even more interesting. Alright, you've found the coin, you've spotted the rare minting error, and now you're wondering, what's it worth? The market for rare coins is thriving, and the value of the 1980-60 mint mark Jefferson nickel has skyrocketed in recent years. It's not just a collectible, it's a high-demand, investment-grade treasure. Just to put it into perspective, there's been a recent sale of a 1980-60 mint mark Monticello nickel that fetched a whopping $1.3 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right. $1.3 million for a coin that most people wouldn't give a second glance. But here's the catch: the market for these rare finds is competitive, and it's growing. You see, collectors are constantly on the lookout for that one elusive coin to complete their collection. And they'll pay top dollar for a rare, error-free 1980-60 Jefferson nickel. Now, here's where it gets exciting. You have a real opportunity to sell and cash in on these rare coins, but you must act quickly. The window of opportunity won't last forever. The longer you wait, the more likely it is that someone else will find these hidden treasures and claim their fortune. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've got to go through my old coins right now. But let me give you some final advice. Do not rush. To get top value for your rare coin, make sure you work with the right appraisers, and make sure it's in the best possible condition. The difference between a $100 coin and a $1 million coin could be as simple as proper preservation and documentation. So, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you grab that old coin jar and start sifting through your pennies and nickels? Or will you let this chance slip by and wait for someone else to strike gold? The truth is, there are countless hidden fortunes out there, and your path to a wealthy lifestyle could be closer than you think. But time is of the essence. Those who act fast will reap the rewards. Before you go, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I'll be diving into more rare coins and their incredible worth in future videos. You don't want to miss out. Trust me, the next treasure you uncover could change everything. Are you sitting on a gold mine without even realizing it? Imagine finding a single coin that could be worth over $1.4 million. Sounds like a dream, right? But what if I told you that this dream is very real, and that coin might just be sitting in your drawer, in that old jar of coins collecting dust? Stay tuned, because what I'm about to share could change your financial future forever. For decades, we've all heard stories of people finding rare coins and selling them for life-changing sums of money. But here's the kicker. What if I told you that one of those coins might have been minted less than 40 years ago? That's right, 1987. The 1987 P Mint Mark Monticello Jefferson nickel could be the very coin sitting under your nose, and its value could be staggering. Now, let's dive into the facts. In 1987, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Jefferson nickels. But here's the twist. Among all those millions of coins, there's one rare variety that stands out, and that's the 1987 P Monticello Jefferson nickel. What makes it so valuable? Well, if you look closely at this specific coin, you'll notice something unusual, a tiny, almost invisible flaw in the minting process. This small error, when identified and authenticated, can skyrocket the value of the coin. And guess what? A certified 1987 P Monticello Jefferson nickel recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Let that sink in for a moment. You might think, how is that even possible for a nickel? But this isn't just any ordinary nickel. It's a rare, one-of-a-kind error, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for it. If you've got one of these sitting in your coin jar, you could be holding a fortune that's ready to be unlocked. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute. Are we talking about a nickel worth more than my car? Is this some kind of joke? It's not a joke. In fact, these kinds of stories happen all the time in the world of coin collecting. But here's the catch. Most people don't even know these rare coins exist in the first place. So, how do you know if your 1987 P Monticello Jefferson nickel is worth a small fortune? Well, that's the exciting part. First, let's talk about how to identify this rare coin. The 1987 P Monticello nickel is similar to other Jefferson nickels, but the difference lies in the mint mark. You'll find the mint mark on the reverse side of the coin, just below Monticello, the iconic building that's pictured on the back. If you look carefully, you'll see the P mint mark, indicating it was struck in Philadelphia. But what sets it apart from the rest is the very specific flaw that occurred during the minting process. This flaw involves a subtle misalignment of the dies used to stamp the coin, which creates a noticeable difference in the final design. If you've got a coin like this, the next step is to have it properly evaluated. It needs to be graded by a reputable coin grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A proper grade will authenticate the rarity of your coin and determine its exact value. Coins with the highest grades have been known to sell for millions of dollars at auctions, making the potential profit from a single coin truly life-changing. But let me ask you this. How many old coins do you have lying around in drawers, jars, or safe deposit boxes right now? Have you ever stopped to think that one of those might be a forgotten treasure? I mean, let's face it, when's the last time you actually looked at your change, let alone thought it might be worth a fortune? You probably tossed it aside like so many others. But guess what? You might be one step away from a huge payday, just by taking a closer look. This is where it gets even more exciting. The coin market is volatile, and values can fluctuate, but right now, the 1987 P Monticello Jefferson nickel is in high demand. The coin market is growing every year, and collectors are constantly looking for those rare gems, like the one you might be holding right now. The longer you wait, the higher the chances that another collector or investor might snatch it up. Now, don't wait for someone else to find the value in your coin. Time is of the essence here. You could be on the verge of selling a coin that could set you up for financial success, whether it's a new house, paying off debt, or starting that business you've always dreamed of. Selling rare coins has made millionaires out of people who were once just like you, ordinary people, living ordinary lives, until they discovered that hidden treasure. But here's the cliffhanger I promise you. In just a moment, I'm going to share the exact steps you need to take to determine if your 1987 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel is one of those rare, high-value coins. But first, I want you to think about this. Imagine finding something in your collection that could change your life forever. What would you do with that money? Would you take that dream vacation, invest in real estate, or retire early and live the life you've always wanted? The truth is, that dream could be just a coin flip away. But only if you take action now. So don't wait. Go grab that jar of coins, take a deep breath, and start looking at what's inside. Who knows? You might just find the next big payday. If you want to learn exactly how to get your rare coins authenticated and evaluated, stay tuned. I'll show you how to take that first step toward financial freedom. Don't let that hidden fortune slip through your fingers. Start looking at your old coins and turn them into the wealth you've always dreamed of. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest tips and tricks for discovering rare coins that could change your life. Remember, the next millionaire might just be someone who took a second look at their coin jar. Why not let it be you? Imagine holding a nickel worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million in your hand, right now. Yes, you heard that right. A simple nickel, the kind you might overlook in your pocket change, could be your golden ticket to wealth. But here's the catch: millions of these coins were minted, yet only a few are this valuable. Is yours one of them? Stick with me for the next 10 minutes, and you'll not only learn what makes this 1998 Thomas Jefferson nickel so special, but you'll discover how to identify one, how much they're actually selling for today, and if you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. And hey, if you just got up to rummage through your junk drawer, don't worry, I won't judge. In fact, you might just thank me later. So, why on earth would someone pay $1.4 million for a nickel? Let's start with a little background. The 1998 Thomas Jefferson nickel was minted in Denver, as marked by the D under Monticello on the reverse side. Out of millions of these coins produced, there are a select few with unique errors and minting anomalies that collectors crave. Collectors are drawn to rare coins like this for their imperfections. Ironic, isn't it? In some cases, these errors occur because the dies were misaligned or struck improperly, creating coins that are one of a kind. And just like an artist's original masterpiece, these imperfections make the coin insanely valuable. But wait, there's one specific error in the 1998 nickel that makes it so sought after, and it's hidden in plain sight. Could your coin have this rare feature? I'll show you exactly how to spot it in just a moment. When was the last time you really looked at a nickel? Be honest, it's probably been a while. Don't worry, after this video, you'll never see small change the same way again. Now, let's get into the details of what you need to check for. First, examine the Monticello building on the reverse side. Look for doubling. This is when certain parts of the design look slightly duplicated, like they're shadowed. This is a rare double die error that skyrockets the value of the coin. Next, pay attention to the mint luster. Does your coin shine like a freshly minted treasure, or has it seen better days? And here's the kicker: the condition of the coin can multiply its value tenfold. But how much can you actually sell one of these for? And what's driving these jaw-dropping auction prices? Hold on, I'll reveal the latest market trends and where to sell your coins for top dollar in just a bit. Now let's talk money, because this is where it gets exciting. One of these rare 1998 Jefferson nickels recently sold for a staggering $1.4 million at auction. Why? High-grade preservation, rarity, and that coveted mint error. But here's the good news: even if your coin isn't in pristine condition, collectors are still willing to pay thousands, or even tens of thousands, for unique finds like this. The market is hot, and there's never been a better time to cash in. And here's something you need to know right now: many collectors don't realize their nickels are this valuable until it's too late. Coins like these often get lost, damaged, or even spent unknowingly. Don't let that happen to you. Seriously, imagine spending $1.4 million on a pack of gum. Painful, isn't it? So, what's next? Grab a magnifying glass and start searching. Check your coin jars, your old wallets, Or even that one drawer in your kitchen that holds all your random stuff. You know the one I'm talking about. Still not sure what to do if you find a rare coin? Here's my advice. Get it appraised by a trusted coin expert or submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. And remember, every minute you wait, the odds of finding these rare nickels in circulation grows slimmer. Act now and claim your chance at a millionaire's lifestyle. So, what are you waiting for? Your $1 million treasure could be hiding in plain sight. Subscribe, like, and share this video if you're ready to start your journey toward wealth, one coin at a time. Could a coin you already own be worth over $1 million? Sounds too good to be true, right? But what if I told you that some rare nickels, like the 2000p mint mark Monticello Jefferson nickel, are currently fetching prices in the millions? Stick with me for the next few minutes, and you could learn how to turn a dusty coin jar into a small fortune. Most people have old coins laying around. You know the ones, tucked away in drawers, shoved in boxes, or maybe buried at the back of a junk drawer. You've probably heard the rumors about rare coins being worth something, but you've probably never thought much about it, right? Well, it turns out you could be holding one of the most valuable coins in America, without even knowing it. Let's talk about the 2000p Monticello Jefferson nickel. You might have one. Or maybe your grandparent does. They were minted in Philadelphia, but here's the catch. A small percentage of them were struck with a significant error that made them worth a fortune. But how can you tell if your nickel is one of them? That's the mystery we'll uncover today. Imagine this. You're holding a coin in your hand that, at first glance, looks just like any other nickel. But this isn't just any nickel. The 2000p Monticello Jefferson nickel, in pristine condition and with the right minting error, is now worth over $1 million. Yes, $1 million. Here's the key. The P mint mark on these coins, along with a very specific doubling error on the reverse, makes them incredibly rare. In fact, only a handful of these rare coins were ever produced, and even fewer have survived in good enough condition to sell for a small fortune. Now, let's talk about what makes these coins valuable. It's all about condition. A gem uncirculated coin can fetch top dollar, but a worn or damaged version, while still rare, won't reach the $1 million mark. To get top dollar, you'll want a coin that's graded at least MS65 or higher. Is your coin worth checking out? Could it be one of the lucky ones? Stay tuned because we'll go over exactly how to tell. Alright, now it's time to make sure you're not sitting on a gold mine, or rather, a nickel mine. First things first, inspect the coin carefully. Look for the doubling error on Monticello's columns. This is the telltale sign that you might have $1 million nickel on your hands. If you spot it, don't panic. Hold on to your excitement for just a second, because there's still a lot to consider. Next, get your coin professionally appraised. I know, you might be tempted to take the easy route and sell it online for a quick buck. But patience is key here. A qualified coin grader can tell you the true worth of your coin, and you'll want to know that before making any decisions. And when you're ready, sell it to the right buyer, someone who knows the true value. This could be a coin auction house or a top-tier collector looking to complete their collection. Don't just settle for the first offer that comes your way. Remember, this coin could be worth up to $1.1 million if it's in perfect condition. But here's the real kicker. There's one more trick you need to know before you even think about selling. What happens after you sell this rare nickel could be your ticket to living the life you've always dreamed of, and I'll tell you exactly what that looks like in just a moment. Are you starting to see it? This isn't just about finding a rare coin, it's about what comes next, the wealth, the lifestyle, the opportunities. And I'll walk you through exactly how to turn that $1 million nickel into something even more life-changing. But don't get too carried away. Remember, $1 million is nice, but you won't be able to buy time machines or spaceships, yet. Just focus on that first step. Now that you know how to find, authenticate, and sell your 2000p Monticello Jefferson nickel, it's time to take action. This isn't just about a rare coin, it's about your future. It's about unlocking the doors to your dreams, whether that's financial freedom, a life of travel, or even early retirement. So here's what you need to do next. Check your coins, get them graded, And don't wait. The market for rare coins like these is hot, and opportunities like this don't last forever. Every day, coins like yours are slipping through the cracks, unnoticed. Don't let this one slip away. And remember, the rarest coins don't always look special at first glance. Could your change jar be hiding something that will change your life forever? Stay tuned, because the next video is going to reveal another rare coin that could be worth even more than this one. And you don't want to miss it.